Yeah.
Welcome back into BBN Unfiltered, where Kentucky fans tell it like it is. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day. It always feels like that Monday.
I've been thinking it's Monday all day, Austin. Like
you got that Monday hangover. Everyone shows up at the office. It's like, okay, what's going on this week? Everyone has their to-do list. My to-do list this morning actually ended up with a how do I word this? And this is going to preface the first guest that's going to come on here with us today, Coach. Let's just say that we had a little bit of a banter about a month ago during the Tyron Stokes commitment. If you
little beef,
just a little,
a little beef,
just a little beef. If you guys remember the whole Quincy ordeal between me and Quincy on the Chris Adams TikTok live showdown, and we talked about it. We messaged each other. We laughed about it. It's water under the bridge. We agreed to come on each other's shows. Quincy's in the process of he's working on his own podcast that he's going to launch here soon. But we talked about him coming on
August, right?
Yeah, August 1. Yep. And we'll hit that. But Quincy's going to join us, guys, and we're just going to talk a little bit of ball, talk a little bit about what we're expecting this week with the potential Momchilovich commitment. We'll see what it looks like, but I actually did a segment with Quincy earlier today, you guys, because I wanted it to be just me and him to talk about what happened and kind of just brush it under the rug. And it was almost an hour. We recorded an entire show. Uploaded, it only showed my end. It was as if Quincy wasn't even there, and I dreamt the whole thing. So we're gonna try it again. So let's get Quincy on. Yo,
what's up, Quincy?
Quincy, what's up, buddy?
Listen, first and foremost, are we good? Was this recording?
We're good. I got you clear. You must be on that. You must be on that Ultra 5G there in London, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad we're good now, man. I don't know who was more upset, me or you. I was livid, I'll be honest.
I mean, I was pretty mad. But I can tell you're not on that fiber in London. It's that copper wire.
And it's that copper wire.
You're on the old spectrum.
Officially, Quincy, welcome into BBN Unfiltered Live. We are YouTube Live. You are on here with me and Coach. This is Coach Kyle. He coached me growing up for what, Coach? About 10 years or so?
10 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Long time.
So, long time. I learned almost everything I know about basketball from this guy right here. So, a lot of people ask me, who's that guy with that backwards hat on your show? Right. And I'm like, hey, that's my coach. You better be careful about what the hell you're saying, man.
I got some people in Georgetown might hop on you for asking that question.
It's funny because people are like, why do you call him coach? And I said, because he was actually my coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and Coach, listen, I blamed the technical difficulties we had this afternoon. I blamed them on you not being there because because Coach wasn't here.
Yeah, listen, this man and technical shit doesn't work. If something technical goes wrong, it's probably my fault. Like, if I fall off, then, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So,
yeah,
understandable.
I have to text him on the way to shows, and I'm like, hey, you got your headphones? You got the cord. You got your laptop charger. Man.
Your internet working. Yeah, I mean,
that's funny.
But anyway, so Quincy, to kind of reiterate what we touched on this morning that nobody will ever see, it just got lost in outer space. But we touched on the whole banter that you and I had about a month ago. Water under the bridge, no big deal.
Yeah,
it turned out to be a little bit of a shit show for you, to be, for the lack of better term. But all is well now, right?
All is well, absolutely. You live and you learn.
Right.
And I've been very careful with the way that I word things.
Well, here's the thing with that whole thing, Quincy, is you weren't the only one that thought it was a sure thing.
Yeah.
After a week or so, there were probably 8 out of 10 people thought it was a sure thing. And when Mo Williams posts, "Let's go," how can you not think?
That's what he said made him That's what he said that made him be so bold about it at that moment. Which
I get that. I can see that.
That's fair, man. Like absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I mean, there were more than just you saying he was coming. Hell, I think Pope even thought he was coming till the show. I mean, I really do. I think he thought he was coming until he was on NBA Live and found out he was going to Kansas. I mean,
and that's what we touched on this morning was like now more than ever the uncertainty is just so evident on not just on Kentucky's end but the other schools. Like nobody knows what the hell's going on until the announcement's actually made. Yep. It is.
It's just craziness out there right now. You've got people waiting on certain players to see who's coming back, who's not. You know, they're hoping to build a roster around players that they don't even know if they're going to be there. So it's just a crazy time for college basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, we touched on this morning, but I feel like, you know, the whole thing about, you know, we're Kentucky basketball. We're the most winningest program in history. Players don't give a shit about that anymore.
No, they don't care about this anymore.
It's how much can you pay me and what's my role going to be? That's all they care about.
And can you get me to the next level?
Yeah.
And that's what scares me with Momchilovich is that, however you say it.
What? Who?
Momchilovich is my new word.
That's Quincy. That's kind of his staple. Is he completely butchers every name in the book.
And did you ever watch Sky LeBeau play? Sky LeBeau played for Kentucky for like 2 years.
Sky LeBeau is Sky LeBessiere. But you know, my point to that was like, how crazy is it that all the tradition, all of the history that Kentucky has built over the years, all of that just goes out the window at this point. That's not the biggest part of your recruiting pitch. And if you make that the biggest part, you start funneling guys out the door, or you'd never get guys into the door, which is kind of what we've seen on and off throughout this offseason. And you have to alter the way that pitch is made because these guys don't see it like that.
Yeah, and, you know, I think Pope's got to get out of this whole, I want to teach these kids what it's about to be at Kentucky. Again, they don't care about that.
I agree with you a million.
Yeah, they don't care. He's got to have a different pitch. And, you know, everyone gives me a hard time because they think I'm a Mark Pope guy. And that's not true. I'm a Kentucky guy. So whoever our head coach is going to be, I'm going to back him because no matter what, there's nothing I can say that's going to get him fired. So, hell, you might as well just brace it and go on. But I did say this.
Exactly.
I don't care if the whole team tears their ACL. He's got to succeed this year or he's got to be gone. And it doesn't matter if we win 30 games in the regular season. If we don't make an Elite Eight at least, I think, he's gone.
Right. Okay, if we have the bad losses and the inconsistency that we have had in the past, you have to look at replacing him. He's trying to sell the whole Kentucky thing, and this is Lexington and the fans, and that just doesn't fly with these kids today. These kids today want the money. They want a coach that gets them to the next level, and they want a scheme that fits them. Yeah. They're not going to a school because of the school. They're just not doing that anymore.
And I agree. Let me ask you guys this. How do we imagine Hurley's pitch is to recruiting to UConn? What's that pitch look like?
I'll tell you, he's a winner, and he's proven that he's a winner. Well, if you win a national championship on a consistent basis, that the rest speaks for itself. I think.
Listen, if you're in a Final Four 3 out of 4 years, that's a pretty good pitch.
So your pitch is winning. Your pitch is postseason success, opposed to, well, this is how much we got for you. Take it or leave it. Do you like it? Do we need to bump it a little bit? We haven't won anything. We got beat by Vanderbilt by 35 last year. Right. So, no, Quincy, that's a fantastic point. His pitch is, we win here. You want to win,
the other
you come
thing
here.
is his development of players is outstanding. Just look what they're doing at the next level. I mean, Castle is a beast in the NBA. He's in his, second year? I mean, he can tout development, getting you to the league, and in the meantime, you're going to have a chance to win a national championship. And we're going to pay you a good amount of money. It might not be the most, but you can go, let's say, go to his pitch to the kid from Indiana that hit the last second shot against Duke. I can't think of his name. Mullins.
Yep.
Kentucky was in the running for him. And when Hurley saw him, his first thing he said to him, do you want to win a national championship or not? I mean, come on.
Do you think that's his first question to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think his first question is to each recruit, to each prospect?
How much and how hard do you want to work to win a national championship at UConn?
Now, let me give. So, Calipari's whole thing was if you don't want to be tested or if you don't want to play hard, don't come here. I think that's Dan Hurley's pitch.
I agree.
If you don't want to be pushed to your limits, we don't want you here. Don't come here.
He's not that nice guy, and everybody knows it. I mean, I've watched, a lot of videos of his practice. His practices are intense
living
and
hell.
brutal. They are a living hell. You don't hear people talking about how nice Dan Hurley is, or he's such a great guy, or, every woman in the state of UConn thinking Dan Hurley is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's just not. I mean, he's there to win. He was raised to win. He comes from a family of winners, and that's what he touts to these kids. And those kids
and he goes
after, he finds them. That's exactly right.
I heard a quote from him. This wasn't too long ago, of him saying that, man, I watch whenever I go scout. I watch how these guys act when they're on the bench. I watch how they act as they're walking onto the court before the clock even starts during warm-ups. I watch how they act when their teammates throw a bad pass. And then I make the decision of, okay, that's what I'm looking for. He has the talent, he has the pieces to, okay, I can work with this. It may not be Jamal Murray, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, but it's close enough to where if I build those pieces and gather them in an efficient manner that meshes well, we can make something special.
Yeah, and he really touts, and I've seen him say it more than twice, the parents involved with the kids he recruits, because he said he doesn't want parents saying a word about him on social media, a word about the program on social media. He doesn't want anything said. And if they are parents that do that, he will not recruit them. And we had a bunch of that last year.
Yeah, you mean to tell me he wouldn't have recruited acquaintance JQ?
Or Jasper?
You mean to tell me that whole situation wouldn't have happened at UConn with JQ?
No. He wouldn't have recruited a guy that had one leg.
Quincy, what's your take on that? What's your take on that whole situation?
To me, I mean, I think it just is a testament of how lost Mark Pope had the team.
Yeah.
Like when you have family members of the players tweeting about you in your system. JQ's dad wasn't tweeting about playing time necessarily. He was tweeting about Mark Pope completely took him out of his role in his system. And it's just awful weird to me that after that tweet he didn't play another game. But anywho,
yeah, right.
And you're right.
Coincidence or not?
He was. I don't fully fault that though on Pope, because I think that there was, honestly, I think it was about 60-40. If I had to put like percentages to it, I think it was probably 60% Pope, 40% JQ. As to why that
here's what I think with that, Austin.
You can't convince me he wasn't ready to play. He was ready to play. They would not have put him on the court in that St. John's game.
Absolutely
you just cannot convince me otherwise.
Absolutely not.
What they saw, the pieces that they saw, the system that was ran during those 2.5 game stretch, which again, they were still trying to find themselves. JQ's dad didn't like it. He pulled the plug, said, that's it. Ice and rehab.
We've heard that from a couple sources that he pulled him. So here's my question, Quincy. Do you think that Pope was reaching with JQ and Jasper. He's putting them in. I think he got so worried when Jalen Lowe got hurt that he was just reaching for something. You know, putting Jasper at a point guard was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen a coach make.
Yeah, there were so many times in big games where Jasper didn't have any business, I didn't think, seeing the floor that he sometimes shot us out of it. The Florida game in the SEC tournament, whenever we got in a rhythm there and looked like we're going to hang with him, he took 2 or 3 shots in a row, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And I felt like I said that about a lot of those guys, because to me, a lot of times we look like, okay, I'm going to go create my own shot and just pray to God it goes in. I didn't see ball movement. I didn't see a play being ran. And again, Austin, we touched on this morning.
Yeah.
Year 1 coach Mark Pope and year 2 coach Mark Pope is not the same coach. Year 1 coach Mark Pope looked, I don't want to use this word, but motivated and like he was wanting to prove something, like he wanted to prove that he belongs here.
Hashtag motivated.
Year 2 Mark Pope looked like he didn't know half the time what the hell was going on. Every time the TV panned on him, he was standing there with his arms crossed when we're down 30 points and can't buy a bucket.
You just brought it up because you said it. Here comes Coach Dope. Coach Dope looking up at the Rupp Arena ceiling. What the hell is going on?
After,
that's what it looked like. Man.
After BG jogged back, Jasper turned it over and just watched the rest of the play, and everybody else just stood at half court and said, "Oh, there they go."
Yeah, those two guys would have never, ever seen the floor for me again, ever, if they had done that.
Especially you, Coach. Me growing up, when John Calipari had the best teams by far, and we beat the hell out of everybody. You played every game knowing we're going to beat these guys.
Yes.
How does it feel now knowing, like, every game you're like, I don't know if we can win this game? Like last year when we played Duke, I didn't think we stood a chance to beat
me
them.
either. No,
and there were so many games this year that I'm like, well, you know we're going to get beat. Why are we watching?
Yep. And here's the thing. It was you would see a game like the Duke game, and then you turn around and have Alabama or Vandy game. I mean, it was just
the level of inconsistency. And we were prepped for that before Pope even coached his first game 2 years ago. We were told he'll go out and win 1 or 2 games, and it looks super impressive, and pieces are flowing, and shots are going in, and they're getting stops and rebounds, and then 2 or 3 games later in a row, it's just like, well, the wheels just kind of fell off, and nobody knows what the hell happened.
3 years ago, when he was at BYU, he walked into Kansas and beat Kansas, and I know Kansas was down their best player at the time, but everybody at that point was saying, look how good Mark Pope is. And then he turned around and got drubbed the next game by Kansas State. Like it was, and we had to see that coming. And I'm one that believes Mitch Barnhart screwed the pooch.
He did.
So bad. And this is, I think Pope can even go down as a worse hire than Billy G if he doesn't do something this year. I really do.
Yeah, I mean,
I just do.
It all falls on how this year ends. What kind of postseason do we see in the next 10 months? How does the end of yeah?
But here's what Elite Eight. You're right, Quince. I mean, I agree with you 1,000,000% on. If it's not Elite Eight, then it's time for him to go.
And the regular season, as far as like, again, it don't really matter what he does. I mean, it does as far as like he's got to win. But I'm saying if he wins 30 games when we get beat the second round, he's still got to go. But my point is, and you guys and Adam Webb talked about this as well. But there's so many storylines in the regular season that's going to get fans pissed off if we lose early.
Yeah,
that Kansas game that people are already saying we don't stand a chance to win. It's going to be huge, not because they have Tyron Stokes in that storyline, just because, it's a big game. And we didn't win those last year.
They got 2 Kentucky kids on that team.
Adam Webb says that because Stokes is on that team and that whole situation, that we're going to bust them by double digits.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either. He said that he thinks
I don't agree either.
I
think that's a bold take. It's
extra
a bold
motivated
take without any inkling of how good we are or they are, how a team meshes, how they mesh, what the culture looks like in Lexington and in Rupp Arena at the beginning of the season. There's so many moving parts that we can't judge stuff like that.
I'll
but
tell you though, the biggest game of the regular season by far, in my opinion, it ain't Kansas, it ain't Indiana, it
Louisville,
ain't
yeah,
Arkansas.
It's
Louisville.
Louisville.
It's Louisville. If
Yeah.
Louisville comes in a Rupp Arena in December, right before Christmas, and beats us not by 20, not by 30, beats us at all,
L's down.
it's not going to be good.
boys.
Especially if we do struggle before that game and we lose.
Did you
Yeah,
say is it in Rupp?
It is in
Yes,
Rupp.
we're Rupp this year.
We got to win. We got to win that
Yeah.
game. We got to win. Mark Pope has to win that game. I agree. We got to win that game.
Quincy, if he loses that game, and even if it's a close game, he's going to have the fan base on the other side of the fence that he doesn't want.
Picture this.
I mean,
Picture
he just
this.
really is.
It's a close game in Rupp Arena. Malachi Momchilovich hits the game-winning 3 against us. Can you? What if that actually happened? Milan goes to Louisville, close game down to the wire at Rupp. He hits a game-winning 3 against Kentucky to beat us, knowing that they beat us out for that recruit.
I'm going to have to buy a new TV if that shit happens. I'm just telling you. I'm throwing something. I'm throwing something at my TV.
Here's the argument that I've had.
Best Buy, I'm coming.
Here's the argument that I've had with just about every fan in America. Everyone talks about how goofy Pope is and how silly he is and all that. Pat Kelsey hitting like the jack of all trades, guys.
No.
No. And he's doing just fine. I wouldn't say just fine because he did struggle last year, but as far as getting recruits, he's having no problem. So he's pitching something to them. And people can say Papa John's money, blah, blah, blah.
I hear that.
If I was a recruit, money's one thing, yeah, but I still want to win. Winning is still important.
Did they rebuild that stripper pipeline there in downtown Louisville or around campus, man? I mean, is there like a tunnel underneath of Churchill where they're all kind of just like sneaking in through?
Listen, they got Papa John back.
Okay, well then, if anybody has strings to pull, it's Papa John, man.
That is no doubt.
He'll just throw off the scent by putting the shop there and making all these damn pizzas while the strippers are running through the underground tunnel, going straight into the dorms.
UPS is shipping them in boxes. They're putting all the prostitutes in boxes and shipping them to Louisville.
Man, and I am glad that they're actually doing well because it brings a rivalry back. You know,
I love it.
It was boring there for a while. You know,
I love it. And I'm at the point where, with the whole Louisville and Pope, and if Kelsey beats him again, and especially if it's close and Kelsey does something that makes Pope look like an idiot, the fan base is going to turn on him, except for the Pope lovers, and they'll still think he's great.
And if it's not close.
Good Lord, help!
20.
At Rupp, that place will lose its mind.
And you know, there's no reason it shouldn't be close. There's no reason that we should get busted by 20 plus by anybody in the country.
No,
absolutely no reason. If that does happen, that's because we A, got out coached, or B, got out hustled and we quit.
Oh, that's all out. That's all coaching. If you get out hustled, that's your coach. You have no respect or fear of your coach.
100%, because the coach is the one who enforces that, which we have literally beat that horse until it cannot even wink anymore.
And I'm glad you brought that up because the only person on this year's team that looked like he remotely gave a damn was Otega Oweh.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was it. I mean, Mo at the end of the year, I thought Mo really played hard.
I don't know that I agree with that, Quincy.
See, I'm a big O fan. I'm a big Otega fan.
I am too. I love Otega. I do think Otega loved to get his. I do think that. And you got, right. And you know as well as I do that mentality within a team can create a negative sense within practice, within the offensive flow. Some guys may not be willing to set picks hard enough or get stationary or, I forgot that I was supposed to switch here. Stuff like that starts happening.
Also, I feel like the whole team was like that though.
They were. No, yeah, they were. And I think that's what we were watching. It was just like everyone is so disconnected. Again, it was like we went by the Johnson Center and said, all right, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come on over here. We're going to play some ball.
Right. And it all starts at practice. It all starts there. And if practice isn't an intense hell, then you're not practicing the right way. You have to have those guys think that games are easy and that practice is hard as hell. And you have to have some fear in a coach. And not one of those guys were scared of what Mark Pope might say to them or do to them. Not one of them had that fear of, oh shit, if I screw up, coach is going to yank me and embarrass me on CBS or on ESPN. None of them had that.
No.
And I've never seen Pope get down on his knees and try to will his guys better. I've never seen any of that. And that's why I'm not a huge Pope fan, is because I think it starts at practice and it goes into the game. And I really think, but when Derek Anderson comes out and says he's doing some stuff at practice that I just don't agree with, come on, man, that's your teammate from a championship
and
team.
Maybe those guys are getting together. Maybe they're coming together during this off season and they're brainstorming and saying, "Hey, man, let's go this route this year. Let's try this. We know that whatever we did last year did not work. It did
Guys,
not
we still
enforce
don't have a
accountability.
full coaching staff.
We don't have.
We still don't have a full coaching staff.
And that makes me wonder, positively and negatively. So let's talk about the positive first, right?
Go ahead.
It makes me think maybe coach knows something, because I think it's awfully interesting that that spot's open. He seems to be in no rush to fill it. And Jamal Crawford's time at NBC on playoffs is about to come to an end in about a week. Is there already a verbal commitment?
Well,
but here's the negative. Is he just kind of waiting to see if he comes? Because obviously Crawford's probably told him, Coach, I can't make a decision until it's over.
Yes.
Look how that turned out. We waited a whole damn year on Tyron Stokes.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. It's like the exact same mentality of, well, he tells me that he really likes us and he wants to play here, and maybe it could be a good fit, when really he was just yanking our chain.
Yeah,
I think we don't really know what to trust, because we haven't seen a consistent level of, okay, we went at it this way and it worked.
And what we keep reading, Quincy, is that Jamal's like 60-40 to come to Kentucky, or 70-30. We're not hearing anything that this is going to be Pope's guy. And let's make it clear. You come to Kentucky as an assistant, it's a lot harder than sitting on NBC making $1 million or $2 million.
Well, he can't officially
do playoffs,
resign right now, because he's literally
contract,
and he's in the thick of it. Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's a big choice. Do I want to sit here with Reggie Miller and do games, or do I want to go to Kentucky and have to travel?
Shit,
24/7.
The good thing about it is that we know he does want to be a head coach someday.
Yep.
What better way to get your start than at Kentucky? So
True.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
The other good thing is he's not said no yet.
Yet.
That's fair.
But again, the negative thing is, just waiting on him. Like, if he doesn't come, who are we going to get? We're going to go get someone from the Laurel London Optimist Club.
There you go.
Or what are we going to do? So,
So have you guys heard? Have there been whispers of Arizona getting into the mix with Momchilovich? After the withdrawal is official.
Yeah,
and it seems very serious, because they're losing their guy.
They're losing a couple shooters. I mean,
and again, Austin, we talked about this morning, and my exact words were, I guarantee you that when he withdraws, some other team that we weren't hearing from is going to come in the race, and it happens every time.
And at the last minute, you hear, they decided to go to Arizona. They jumped in at the last minute. Or I'm hearing a lot of St. John's that Pitino is really going after him. And really? I know, Austin, I listened to your whole point about that Rick doesn't use shooters the right way. Pitino can use shooters the right way. He
can. What my specific point was, somebody like him who is just so, and I think with really any team, to be honest with you, he's just so shot heavy, and he's a volume shooter, or he has been anyway. He can't really be that.
You get a 50% 3-point shooter, man.
That's true.
You got to take him.
Let it fly.
You got to take him.
Let it fly. Shit. No.
And say, let it go. Let it go.
You talk about how good and perfect the Kentucky fit seems. Well, Arizona is kind of the same situation. I mean, they have a perfect replacement. So that makes me extremely nervous. And I've heard some chatter about him on Twitter going back to Iowa State. I don't see that happening.
See,
at
I
all.
had heard that too, because him and his
I would
coach
be, yeah.
are pretty tight, but I would be absolutely shocked if he goes back to Iowa State. They're losing a lot. So
I was under the impression that they just couldn't compete financially.
But then you hear with him, it's not about the money. It seems like every player says that.
That's a load of horse shit.
I mean,
are you kidding me?
I agree.
With
Are
all
you
due
kidding
respect,
me?
that's a
bullshit.
load of
Yeah, no, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree
so-
completely.
I mean, I see him as a difference maker on this team, but I say this: what if he doesn't come? What are we looking at?
And right now, it's literally we're looking at a 33% chance. So
Yeah, and
we're
I'm seeing
operating. Good.
I'm seeing a lot of Kentucky fans kind of putting all their eggs in one basket, thinking we're going to get him. Like talking about how good our team's going to be.
We've never done
I
that
don't.
before.
Personally,
We've never
me
done that.
talking. Do I think he comes here? I don't know. No, yes or no. Do I think it'd be a great fit? Absolutely. And will it change our team drastically? I really do think that.
I agree.
It also changed our team if he doesn't come, because then it's kind of like I feel like we're going to have a backup plan. We still have one roster spot open. Who are we going to get?
Good Lord, Heavenly Father, I hope we have a backup plan. Let me throw this out. Let me throw this out. And Quincy, you were a young pup whenever this happened, but Malachi Momchilovich made I think 19 or 20 more threes last season than Jody Meeks did in 08-09.
That's insane.
Jody Meeks shot the freaking lights out that year. Yeah, we just made the NIT, but that team would have been like 5-25 if it wasn't for
without
Jody Meeks.
Jody. Yep.
I'm talking like he was the entire squad.
Oh my God, the Tennessee game. That's all you got to look at.
It was stupid.
It's just insane.
His ability to make threes, not just rhythm threes, but contested, off-balance threes, random threes that just don't even look like they're in the flow of the. It looks like they're playing 21, and he's just trying to throw up a heave-ho so
he can get a rebound and put it back.
Yeah. That's
exactly.
What it looks like. I mean, that's what we watched against Kentucky during our game. The first half, he was clanking them. And then I saw that percentage pop up on the screen. I said, "Oh shit!"
What did we say, Austin? We said
he's
the numbers will
sinking them.
They will even themselves out. And I don't care if he's 0 for 10 in the first half. Watch out in the second. And by God, it happened. Like here we go.
Game over.
I mean, shoot or shoot. I mean,
shoot. Thank you. You didn't shoot on my team. You didn't play. Point blank.
Speaking of that, I want to bring this up, Quincy, and then I'll let you go. And this happened literally after our show today. I made a dumb post, and it was obviously, I'll freely admit, you guys, it was an AI image, which
who doesn't though?
First off, I'm not a content creator. I don't just make images, just putting out news slash information. I'm a podcaster. I'm a host that just randomly will put together pictures and reels and whatever just to make y'all laugh. The topic was Momchilovich. I said,
are you talking about with all the 3-point shooters around him?
I said, the rumor is, breaking news, he's in relation to Steph Curry, Larry Bird, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver, and there's one more. I can't remember.
You had Ray Allen. You said Ray Allen.
Klay Thompson.
Thompson.
Curry, Thompson, Ray Allen, Bird, and Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know anything about this Instagram account called Kentucky Rondo.
Never heard of it.
This dude comments on that post and said, AI slop. Okay, so I'm gonna admit that I guess I'm getting old right here. I had to Google what the hell that meant. I assumed it meant, okay, well, that's just sloppy AI work. I just context clues told me that's what it was, but I had to double check and Google it just to make sure. And I was like, is he calling my work sloppy?
Right.
What the hell, bro? I messaged him. I said, dude, why even say something like that? He said, because it's slop. I said, I'm a podcaster. I'm not even a content creator. Like I know it's slop. That's the whole point. It's funny.
Yeah, we're just two guys doing this for fun.
He was all like, "Oh, well, you ain't." He's like, "No wonder you ain't got any followers on your Instagram. You ain't gonna grow that way." I said, I am a podcaster. I am not a content creator. And he just he couldn't wrap his mind around.
Yeah.
I don't do what he does. I think his whole page is just geared towards images and
Yeah, AI and me, shit. I'll be dead before that
well,
shit gets really going.
that was his whole point. Is AI is like frowned upon, which that's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
same with me. I posted something on Twitter about Milan. It was just like an AI graphic with his picture in a Kentucky jersey, and people were giving me a hell, man. I'm like,
Really?
that's lazy. How dare
Oh,
you?
I know,
why are
man.
you
Like,
putting
what?
him in a Kentucky jersey when he hasn't even signed yet? That kind
Yeah,
of bullshit. Yeah.
yeah.
These people out here, Quincy, like, there's a lot of haters. And
I
I
thought it
mean,
was genius.
I thought it
I
was
mean,
pretty good till I read that they're all
obviously it's a
related.
damn joke, you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm freaking
Yeah.
kidding. These are
When
the
you
best shooters in the world.
I was getting ready to say, yeah, don't compare him to Steph, but I didn't say nothing. I mean, come on. I mean,
And
it
yeah,
was all,
I
it's
mean,
funny. I
it's
mean,
supposed to bring some comedic relief to all of guys like us, just legit acting like he is like the offspring of all of those guys combined, right? So
You know,
anyway,
there's going to be that one fan, Austin, that's going to research it and go on Ancestry.com, and they're going to be called out for being
or
Right.
he's gonna miss a big shot. If we do get him, he's gonna miss a big shot during the season, and they're
Yeah.
gonna send me that graphic and say, "I told you he couldn't shoot.
Couldn't
I told you
shoot.
he wasn't
Right. Yeah. So,
Before I get off here, first off, thanks for having me on.
oh, anytime.
Secondly, Chris Adams, Adam Webb. Let's talk about this for a second, because
Go ahead.
you know, I want to get this debate going. I want
Me
to I
too.
want to say it for myself. Two guys that I respect more
Yep.
than anything in this world. Now, here's the difference between the two guys. Chris Adams, we all know, he's got his opinions. He tells it like it is, respectfully so.
Yeah.
Adam
Chris
Webb
thinks he has something to do with people that get hired and fired, but it's all right. We love Chris,
Adam's kind of like me in a sense, to where he lets his fandom get in the way, and I think at points we all do, right? It's hard not to get excited about things and start getting excited. Now, do I think Kentucky loses more than 9 games next year? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So I'm not going to bet $1,000 saying that they lose less than 10 games.
Hell no.
I ain't betting that.
Hell no.
Nope.
I'm not betting anything when Mark Pope's the coach. I'm just not doing it.
I've tried. I've tried. It doesn't work, guys. Speak from experience.
But two guys who have their own opinions. A lot of people like those guys. A lot of people don't like those guys. But two guys who know what they're talking about. Two guys, I think it's interesting. They kind of grew up in the same era, because Adam, as young as he looks, he's an old cat.
You're right. He's an old guy. Yep. I mean, he's an old. Yeah, you're right. He's an old Kentucky fan.
Although Chris and I don't really see eye to eye, I think it's intriguing that we grew up in two different eras. He grew up in the glory days, to where we compete for a national championship every single year. I grew up in the glory days of Coach Cal, where we have the best team every year, but I've only seen one championship. So the expectations there have always been different. That's always been my kind of argument point. But no, I definitely want to see this debate. I think it needs to be live on CNN. Whole wide world.
No, listen, like I said today, I tried to make it a little WWE UFC promotion. I tried to get their confirmation on both ends. They told me that they would both do it. We haven't set a date. We haven't. Nothing has been spoken of it since. It seems to me like it's they're both kind of shying away from it. Not to call you guys out, but
I'm calling you out. If
we've been wanting this to happen, you guys. I mean, give the people what they want.
I mean, it's going to blow up in the state of Kentucky if this happens. That's what they need to understand.
What else are we gonna do? I mean, we're just waiting for TBT to start, so we might as well just get together and talk some shit and just have some fun with it, right?
So Quincy, with that being said, because of the whole bet thing, the one thing I would never do with Chris Adams is fight his ass. That man is gigantic, and if he no, Chris, shut up. You're a ginormous human.
Chris is like a human life-size Wreck-It Ralph. The guy is.
Right.
I mean,
yep, he does.
Yeah.
Here's my question to you: with Milan or without him, what is the record with him? If we don't get him, what do you think the record is without him?
So I'm not going to say record, just because it's so hard to kind of predict,
do you think
right?
Yeah.
But
post season finish.
Yeah, let's do that. Yep.
Without him, I think we again get bounced in the second round. I do. With him, it could go either way still, because look who your head coach is. We don't know.
I agree.
It's so hard. I'm not going to judge anything until I see us take the floor against Kansas, because just like Louisville fans are talking like how they're going to be the best thing ever because they spent all this money, when they could backfire just like ours did. So
wasn't Louisville last year preseason number 2 or preseason 3 or at the beginning of the season?
They were pretty high,
top 5.
They were assuming that Michael Brown was going to play the entire season, which that's
and when he did, they were a great team.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I mean, I was just curious because if we don't get him, my expectations drop a whole lot. And that's what scares me, is because I always have such high expectations for Kentucky basketball. And I'm really nervous that people are going to go in the next season, if we don't get him, with still high expectations, and they're not going to be met. And that's not good for the state of Kentucky. It's not good for Kentucky basketball. And that's where I get really nervous about this whole process right now.
Me too. And real quick, people aren't talking about this enough. If Will Stein goes out and has a hell of a year, it puts even more pressure on Mark Pope, to me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy.
Oh boy. I agree. I agree. Hey, Quincy.
I agree.
Man, I appreciate you coming on for the second time today.
Absolutely.
The first segment will never be seen. It was just an exclusive one-on-one between Austin and Quincy, BBN Unfiltered exclusive that, I don't know, maybe it'll circle back around in the dark web at some point, but as of right now, it's just lost. But either way, man, I appreciate you coming on. We all need to rally around each other and help each other out, because again, like I said this morning in my post, just reaching out to podcasters, there's 1 or 2, maybe 3 platforms that really dominate the space. If we can all kind of come together, help each other out, build each other up, maybe that changes.
Let us be the dominators. Let the other guys sit and watch us. That's how I feel about it.
Just like I told you, Austin, is that people got to understand there's a difference between doing a podcast for fun and purposely saying stuff to get clicks and views, and you do it because you actually want to build something. And we're all in this for the same reason. And people have to understand, if one of us does something bad, or if we're beefing with each other, it makes us all look dumb.
That's exactly. You're exactly right.
So
because it'll make the audience more reluctant to venture out to listen to more podcasts. So I agree, absolutely.
Like who wants to scroll through TikTok or watch a podcast when these same 2 guys, like, I'm gonna call Adam out for a second, love you, Adam, but making 4 videos in a row about Chris Adams, like, people got annoyed with that, because it seems like it's all you're talking about.
I think emotions always kind of kick in and just overtake your being whenever someone gets called out, and we're all men here, so we don't want to back down, and I get it. I mean,
Quincy, I had a guy come up to me Friday night that out of the blue, I was at a casino, comes up to me out of the blue and he goes, BBN Unfiltered. And I was like, yeah? And he goes, you guys keep telling it like it is. We don't want to hear that powder coated bullshit. And I was like, that's what we're going to do. That's why we're doing this. Is there's so much powder coating, and there's so much, if somebody calls into a certain place and they ask a question, they cut them off before they can, really talk to them. And
who does that?
I don't know. I'm not calling out anybody. But if you're going to be a radio show that wants the fans involved, let the fans be involved.
Yeah.
Don't cut them off because they disagree with you.
Say that.
And,
say that.
Then that's what we're trying to build, is we want people to call in. We're not going to cut you off if you didisagree with us. We want to hear your points.
And that's why on my videos, I will never block anyone who leaves something hateful. I will never block anyone who has a different agreement with me. And Austin, you know this, if I come out with something and I'm wrong about it, I will admit that.
It might take you a couple weeks, which is fine. but like you said, we live and we learn. And with struggle you find some struggle, and then it turns into to growth on the other
I
side. So
admire the way you handled all that, Quincy. You did a good job with it. I mean,
I
I
told
know
him I was shocked he came on with me that night.
I had said some things like don't listen to this guy or he doesn't know what he's talking, but you handled that well. I mean, I think we all look back at that and say, man, that really smacked us all in the face.
Yeah.
Even an assistant coach thought he was coming. So come on, you got to give people a break. And we all make mistakes. We're not all out there with our pen and pad looking to see what people are saying and writing stuff down. We don't have media passes. We're just doing this because we want to tell the story behind Kentucky basketball without the fluff.
Yep.
And too many people out there want the damn fluff, and we're not that.
Right.
Yeah, and and what I said is, again, I let my phantom getting away, and like I told Austin, I think people kind of got that wrong impression of me when all that happened. What people don't know is that like I've been doing this for 6 years now. Like I've been credentialed with UK. Hell, when Mark Pope got hired, I covered the press conference. I want to get back to that. So and just understanding that on this
Right.
platform, people are going to, whether you're joking or whether you're not, Austin, people are going to know. People are going to hold you to a standard. So
Yes, they
Absolutely.
will.
And
Absolutely.
if you do get back to that, you're gonna pull some strings for BBN Unfiltered, right?
absolutely. And I know exactly everything it takes is a credentialed. I know. So if you got we'll have to text and everything that it takes is credentialed. It's once you get in the door, you're in the door. So
Right.
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Well,
So
we
Yes, sir.
appreciate you coming
Yes,
on the
sir.
show. You've been awesome. And thanks for doing all you do.
yeah,
Absolutely. Quincy, we
thanks
appreciate
for
it, brother. After you get off, make sure your upload goes through. Don't go outside and start making a fire and get too far away
well,
from the Wi-Fi. Don't start throwing logs in the yard and
I
and
guess
opening the
if it,
moonshine, brother.
I guess
And
you're just
getting
gonna have
those
to go to
stills
YouTube.
moving.
You're just gonna have to go to YouTube and screen record the whole show and then just upload it that way. That's what you
Hey,
have to do.
hey, Quincy, when is your podcast coming out and when you guys getting started?
Yeah, so our podcast, Bluegrass Huddle, debuts on August 1st. Myself, Rob, JC, OSN, some of my greatest friends, love those guys. I didn't want to start it too soon in this period because I don't want to start a podcast when there's nothing to talk about because it's not going to get any traction that way. So August 1st, we're going to do weekly shows. We're going to do pregame shows and postgame shows, and we're going to interview some players and interview some people as well. So be on the lookout for that. You can follow us on TikTok already at Bluegrass Huddle. I actually had a video uploaded the day before yesterday where it's all of us just giving our background, why we're a Kentucky fan, and what to expect from us. So you guys go check that out.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Good
If there's
stuff.
any of my people in here watching that I've sent links to, be sure to follow these guys on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. They do great work. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Quincy. We
Look forward
appreciate
to
you, buddy.
look
All
forward to chatting
righty.
again soon.
And let's
Go
get this
Cats.
debate going. Let's
We'll
go.
get it going. We'll get it
Let's do
going.
it.
All right,
Go
Quincy.
Cats,
We'll
guys.
let you go, brother. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, go Cats.
You
See you,
guys
buddy.
go
Go Cats.
follow Bluegrass Huddle and Quincy Kreitzer. They are starting their podcast August 1st once football season gets it going. And what a perfect time. So
Let me ask you this, Austin. How many podcasters come out of frickin' Laurel County? Adam,
I-
him,
Adams
Chris. Chris is from Barbersville.
Yeah, they're both London.
Yeah,
They're both London.
Adam
Chris
and
is
Quincy are both
Richmond.
London.
Chris is
Yeah,
Richmond,
Chris-
no?
He's originally from Barbersville, but yeah, I mean, Adam and Quincy both podcasters with credentials from London. Maybe we need to say we live in London. I don't know.
Well, because there ain't shit else to do down there. You know that.
There's not. You got it. Like you just said, he's going to put wood in under the still. He's got some moonshine brewing.
You think I was joking? I mean, that was dead ass.
I am. I know
All
what
right,
the hell
guys.
goes on in those hills.
If you are still on, we wanted to make some time for some call-ins. I don't know how many that we'll be able to take. Maybe 3 or 4. It's not going to be a long-winded call-in. If you do get in, we'll chat about whatever you want. If you have a prediction, if you have, I don't know, maybe some insight, we're waiting. I guess we're about 24, 26 hours out from Momchilovich. Yeah, well, he has until midnight tomorrow. So
yeah,
at some point in the next 26 hours, he has to admit, or he has to decide that he is withdrawing his name, and then it will be okay. Here are the schools, and I'm assuming they'll say
everything we're hearing is he's not going in the draft. So,
yeah.
the longer it takes, the more it scares me. I'm not going to lie, because the more people get in his ear.
Well, I mean, but that's part of it though. And we've known that that nothing can really happen until he withdraws. So
I do want to tell Malachi, thank you for not making us wait till tomorrow night. I mean, I appreciate that,
that's a
because
great point. Great point.
I mean,
well, that's just somebody who comes from a family that knows how to go about things and in a professional manner, in a manner that to where they understand that the fan base is waiting on that big decision, not because, and obviously it's his decision to make, and he made it, and I'm sure he knew probably what he was going to do.
Listen,
at least a couple days beforehand, but
a great mentor in his brother Michael, who is right there by his side the whole time, and they do things the right way, and I just wanted the Marinos to know how much I appreciate not making me wait till tomorrow night, because I was like, if we don't get Malachi, we're freaking done.
Yeah, I was thinking
we're just done.
Steven in Montana says, I'm incapable of short questions and answers. Steven in Montana, I know that, and you are absolutely right. That's why I'm contemplating, if your name pops up, I don't know if I'm going to hit accept or if I'm just going to sit here. If I'm just going to sit here and watch it. Same with Trav's
already texted me making fun of me saying Mom Donovich. So Trav, you're not getting on tonight, brother. Sorry.
Hey, if we got kidding, I want a new caller. New caller pop in. Trav, nope. Trav, you can sit there.
I knew it.
You can sit there. You can sit there and wait.
You gotta wait a minute.
I know Trav wants to. I know Steven wants to. I messaged. What are the odds that we have a Trav and a Tav that both listen to us religiously? Trav, Tav, Steven, Chris.
Harold, I know Harold's out there. He listens to us. Drake's out there. He listens to us.
Chris Perry.
Chris Perry, he's pretty, he gives us some good hype on Facebook. I like Chris. Chris a good guy.
Right. Let's go ahead and let Trav in. I guess we'll
Trav, why did he send you a crying face emoji? Because you weren't going to let him in.
We got Trav and Steven. Okay. I'm going to let them both in at the same time.
What the hell?
Might as well. Let's get it going.
Let me go take my Prozac.
All right, guys.
Steven, what's up, my brother?
We're gonna create a combo here. All right, we got Steven in Montana, and Trav.
I knew you couldn't resist me, Austin. I knew you couldn't resist.
All right, listen. All right, here's what we're gonna do, you guys. Here's what we're gonna do. It is 9:24. Trav, you got us? You here?
I got you.
Are you chewing on them damn pencils or what?
No, listen, the only thing we want to see more than Adam Webb and Chris Adams is Coach Kyle and Johnny. Okay. So that's it. That's the only more. I
don't know if Johnny's still alive. He had a lot of lead poisoning going on as a young man. So I mean,
that's true.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give both of y'all 2 minutes. 2 minutes without any interruption. You can say whatever you want.
Oh wow.
2
Austin's
minutes.
Being nice tonight.
No interruption. Okay. And at the 2 minute mark, cut.
Cutting off. Just cutting off.
I'll mute your mic. I'll leave you on, but I'll mute your mic. 2 minutes. No interruption. Here's what we're going to do. Pick a number between 1 and 10. The closest to that number, or if you hit that number, goes first.
I'll go second.
Okay, well, the number was 3, so all right. No.
That was the number I gave Austin.
That was my son's hockey number. I always guessed that number.
Yeah, that was the number Coach gave me at what, third grade, and that was
4th grade.
All the way through.
I said, this is a shooter's number, and I want you to wear this the whole time. And he did. So,
all right, Steven, what you got? 2 minutes. I'm starting. Let's see. Let me pull up my.
Steven loved the beard. I could never grow that, but
thanks, man. It's a retirement beard.
I can't even do that retired.
That's that Yellowstone beard, man.
There you go.
2 minutes. Go. What you got, Steven?
Okay. Well, what I want to say is, I really think a lot of Kentucky fans put too many hopes on one person. Like, we did it with Tyron Stokes, and the whole world came crashing down. And now we're doing it with Momchilovich. And I think if we get him, great. I don't see what other people are saying about, oh, we're a top 5 team if we get him. I don't think that's true.
I don't
I
either.
think I think either way, we're going to be ranked. I mean, if without him, I think we're 20 to 25. With him, maybe 15 to 20, because we got that extra scoring and court spacing. So other than that, I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Wow, are you done? You got a full minute left.
Oh, well, I wanted to ask Coach if he did you let Coach McFarland know?
I have not. I've not talked to Coach because I had this shoulder surgery. He had a knee replacement surgery, so we haven't been in cahoots, but I will see him in about 3 weeks when basketball camps start.
Nice.
So I will let him know for sure. And
how much time do I got left, Austin?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
I got a confession. Been a Kentucky fan all my life since I can remember back. And I've been a Michigan football fan all my life.
Oh,
but Kentucky overdoes all of that. But I've been a Michigan fan all my life. That's my confession for the night.
Why is that? Where did the Michigan football fandom come from?
You got to understand, I grew up in a military family.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the youngest of 5 children. I have 2 older brothers older than me. So I kind of, I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers because I thought their helmets were cool. That's the reason I picked that's the reason I picked Michigan.
Those are the worst helmets.
Those are ugly ass helmets.
Time's up.
Hang on, let me finish real quick. The reason I'm a Kentucky fan though is because it was pounded into me by my dad, my 2 brothers. So my family are Kentucky fans above everything else.
There you go. That was Steven's 2 minutes. Okay. Do we remember what the original question was, though, that he wanted us to touch on?
He gave a statement the first time.
Well, you wanted us to hit something. You might have to reiterate that because I already forgot.
You want me to speak up?
Yeah. Tell us again what you wanted us to speak on.
It was the over expectation on one person by the fan base. One person making that drastic of a difference.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and speak on that. Coach, you want to go first?
Yeah, I see the whole thing with the fan base really putting it all in on one player. And like Austin stated earlier, we got a 33% chance of getting this guy. I mean, right now it seems like it's down to 3 schools, maybe 4 now that Arizona's jumping in. So 25% chance. That's hard to bet on that. And if you're betting on something with a 25% chance, 3 out of 4 times you're going to lose. And I hate to see it. We did it with Stokes. And my thing is, if it happens, I don't want to hear the excuses. We just lost him and he went to another school.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, because I'm tired of the excuses out there for why people aren't coming to Kentucky. We all know what it is. It's money and the coach. And if people don't realize that, they're just fooling themselves and they're setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons as to why we're just throwing, all of our marbles into one bag is because we just don't see the huge successes, the huge commitments that we used to see. We were so used to seeing them almost immediately. Heck, we were used to seeing them during the season as it was still going on. We would at least have an idea of, okay, we know that we have this coming in. We know that we had, Ulyss and Booker, on deck
behind the Twins.
The Twins. Yeah, I mean, they were sitting there the whole time. We went an entire season with nobody on deck. So, yeah, we're grasping at straws because we're just like, I just want to take anything and everything I can because I don't know that we can actually grab anything.
And
so
the word
it's desperation,
I'm using,
right?
Desperation. I was just getting ready to say.
It's
the word of the day is desperation.
Absolutely.
The fan base is desperate. And they're putting all their hopes in 1 or 2 players because they're so desperate to win right now. And you know what happens when you become desperate? You make some stupid choices. And
you get desperate, man. You start, things, women that, used to look kind of sketchy start to look pretty good after it's been a while.
It does. And I think right now this fan base is in desperation mode.
Yeah,
I really do.
absolutely. All right, let's see. Let's 2
Trav.
minutes, Trav.
Here goes Trav.
Let me unmute his mic.
And Trav, you better not say anything about Momdonovich or
Trav,
I will
will
reach
you-
through there.
Can we all just, Trav, can you get a phone that has a camera?
Listen,
For
I
all of
know-
us, brother. For all
Come
of
on.
us.
Are you still using a landline and a dial in? Like,
now
come
hang
on.
Now hang on. Now I'm not in the hollers, coach. I'm not in the hollers.
Right.
But I do still have the circle button on my phone. So yes, I am outdated. But
All right, man. 2 minutes starting now. Go ahead.
first off, Stephen in Montana, thank you for your service. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Second
Yes, sir.
off, I agree with you guys with putting all our eggs in one basket is because there's only about 6 left when it comes to portal and all of that. I agree. We probably really shouldn't. The difference that Momchilovich makes, and I know I've said this to Austin before, he worries me defensively at the 4 in the SEC, of course,
Yep.
but the spacing that he provides that could give Malachi, who looks leaner than ever in his NBA workouts, one-on-one down low, if he could take the jump and be as dominant as DeMarcus Cousins was as in his freshman year, which is asking a lot. But I think that's more feasible than him getting a 15 to 18 foot jumper overnight, right? So
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
so if
absolutely.
Momchilovich comes in, listen, I'll tell you right now, I've had plenty of hot takes, wrong takes. Wilkins is a very, very good player. Diallo will get played off of one-on-one unless teams play zone, which not a lot do. 3, we're looking at Cam or Hawthorne. Here's the thing. Going into Coach Pope, do we possibly have a diamond in the rough in Hawthorne? Maybe, but you also said last year's team was as good as 96. So I got to see it to believe it. I'm not listening to words. I'm not listening to words anymore. So not only that, the McBride kid, I think he's a good piece. The Njai kid, I think he's a good piece. Getting back into Quincy year 1 and year 2 was different, and it was. One was red and one was black when you're looking at a deck of cards. But I believe
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
the difference that Momchilovich adds, as Austin said, is that shooter that is a marksman-like, and he's not
Elite.
afraid to take the shots. Yes, elite, coach. So that's what I believe takes us to a different level with him than without him.
Trav, I'll agree with you on that. I think the space he can create can make other players better. McBride, I watched his workouts the other day, and I'm just going to say it like it is. I saw an out of shape kid that could be good. He's carrying a lot of body weight on him to play in the SEC. He's got that middle going real good. Like he doesn't miss a lot of meals.
He's out there in Virginia, man. They're eating,
Hey, you're playing in the SEC. You can't come in. You got to be in the shape of your life. And right now, not saying he won't, but I was watching his workouts, and that kid's he's got to get in shape.
Who knows?
Point blank.
Maybe he's a Chuck Hayes type.
But Chuck was in shape.
But Chuck
didn't have a belly.
Chuck had some meat on him. You got
but he didn't have a belly.
No,
He had meat, but he didn't have a belly.
I was at those camps, and those dudes went shirts and skins. Chuck did not. He was not washboard abs. I guarantee you that.
I'm not saying that. I'm just not saying he needs to be that. You need to be in shape to be a good basketball, an elite program.
Absolutely.
And Chuck was in great shape. Cause I saw Tubby's practices. You had to be in shape. So
can we just appreciate that Trev ended exactly at 2 minutes?
Know how bad that's killing him?
He knew exactly what I was going to do, and he had it planned out to the second. Somehow.
You know that it was killing Trev. He probably wrote everything down the minute you said 2 minutes. And timed himself.
I haven't muted his mic. I haven't muted his mic, but I imagine that he muted his own, and he's still talking in the background.
Right, he hasn't stopped. I love you, Trav. You know that.
I'm going to speak on your point to like wanting Malachi to be a DeMarcus Cousins presence. First off, I like it.
I do too.
I think it's a little bit of a stretch because we forget how dominant DeMarcus actually was down there. Number one. Number two, that was a different style of play than what we play now, what the game is played like now. And I think it's just a different style than what Malachi is built for. Could he be a
bruiser?
Could he be a little bit of what that DeMarcus Cousins presence was? Maybe, but I've always I told Quincy this morning. I look at him more of like a Nick Richards type of big and presence down there, because I just, and maybe he does add some weight. Maybe he gets in the weight room and he does get those buckets right there at the rim to where Chinyulu was going through his chest and he finishes through them. Good Lord, I hope he does. If he does that, then we are very dangerous.
I agree.
Am I muted? I'm sorry.
No,
You're not
good.
muted.
Go.
I'll give you. Go ahead.
Just very quickly, the only reason I say what I said, I think it would be easier for him to be the dominant force as in Cousins was. I wasn't comparing him. I just mean to give you somebody who was as dominant down low rather than after this year, which we've seen him take less than 30 shots outside of 15 feet. That's more of an ask to me. Yes, that would better his game for the NBA and for him. But for me, it would be easier for him to be as dominant down low as DeMarcus Cousins was, which what I was saying helps with Momchilovich. If he gets one-on-one, coach, you know this as well as I do. Centers, do your work early, get the ball in the post deep, turn, dunk on somebody, jump hook, all of that.
You got to work in the lane if you want to be a good center. You got to work early to get the ball and score.
Establish that position. Absolutely.
Yep. Here's the thing, Trav. Pope likes to bring his fives out and be the passer. And you start bringing Malachi out from the basket to the 3-point line, for the handoffs and the, dribble drive. I don't see him flourishing in that position. I think Malachi needs to be down on the block, free throw in where he's dominating from the free throw line in, post to post, free throw line, the post. That's where he's going to live. And that's where he can make his money. Let's say that's where he's going to eat. And Pope's going to bring him out and try to have him facilitate. And if he does that at the beginning of the year, I just think it's going to hurt Malachi more than it's going to help him and the team. That's my opinion. I want my five down there bruising. I just do. And Malachi's got the ability to do that.
It comes to a point to where the coach has to decide and figure out what works best with the group I have. How do my shooters, how do they get open? Does it work better if my biggest down low bruising like that? Or does it work better if I bring them out and it creates more space because they are a threat at the wing, at the elbow? It's a little bit of trial and error during the offseason, during preseason practice, during the exhibition games, not mid-February, not when you're playing,
and I don't know if you guys agree, but we have to have a big year out of Cam. Cam has to come in and play this year, and be on point with his shooting. He can't be,
and he knows that
low 30%, shooter as a three.
He knows that. He knows that. I talked to Cam's dad a couple weeks ago whenever I was on the Loyal BBN fan show. He knows that. That's why his dad said that's why he came back to Kentucky, because he wanted to embrace that challenge, that he wanted to excel in that spotlight at Kentucky and nowhere else.
And that's the guy.
I said, man, I really commend that. I really do.
That's the guy I'm looking at on this roster, and especially now that Malachi's come back, that has to take that big step up is Cam. You know what I mean? We get he played at Tulane before he came to Kentucky.
Tulane or Tulsa or something like that.
Tulane. And he seemed like last year he was still used to playing against those guys from in that conference Tulane was in, that he could get his shot over and they didn't get out to him as quick. I want to see that step where he can take it, maybe make a move, jump up, hit a 3-point shooter, not just a set shooter, which last year he was a set shooter. Point blank. That was it.
I told Cam's dad, I said, he reminds me a lot of me in the way I played. I couldn't necessarily create. I wasn't like freaking Jamal Murray, and I couldn't just, take anyone off the dribble, but I could catch, make a quick move or make a counter move based on how the defense was guarding me. And I could create enough space to where it was a quick, dribble in, step back, or a quick, rip through and use my body to go up and go score. Cam is built for that. He's 6'8" and he has some length. He's built
and
for
he's
that.
long. God, he's long as hell.
Yeah. So hey,
and
guys,
he's going to have to be a rebounder.
Best case scenario, Hawthorne and Cam Williams push each other to be the best versions of each other. And getting to what you said, Coach, Cam Williams, can he turn into Darius Miller as a senior? That's the best case scenario.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I
love that comparison. Love that comparison. All right. Final thought. Hey, Trav and Steven in Montana, you guys are probably our top 2 callers.
So we love you guys.
Obviously, guys, we appreciate y'all hopping on and calling in. I know it wasn't very long, but either way, huge piece of the show. We appreciate it. It brings a lot to the show, and the questions helps me and Coach bounce off each other and create some more dialogue. So
we love this.
Guys.
We appreciate you guys.
BBN Unfiltered to the moon.
You guys.
Go Cats.
Yep.
Go Cats. Steven,
BBN
stay warm up
Unfiltered.
there.
Yep.
Stay warm up
It
there.
was 80. It was
Steven.
85 degrees today.
Steven, go get you a hat on the site, man.
Yeah.
Get you a hat. There's all kinds of them, bro.
Oh man, there's some good gear on there.
I meant to do that last night when I was scrolling through. One of my puppies was howling out in the kennel, and I had to figure out why. So
a bear.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Holy shit, a grizzly just walked onto the property.
When you have more time, I can tell you the wolf story.
Oh boy.
Don't need to hear that kind of shit.
Yeah. I shot one on Thursday last week. It was about 15 feet from my dog kennel, and that's about as close as I want anything to it.
That's a good one for an in-person remote afterwards.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Steven in Montana, Trav, thank y'all, love y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll be in touch. We'll do it again here soon, and I'll let y'all go.
All right, bye guys.
See you guys. See you, Trav. Momchilovich.
We'll see you, Trav.
See you, Coach Momchilovich.
Number 2 pencils only. Number
Johnny's
2 pencils only, my friend.
Show. Yes. We got Johnny. I'm trying to line him up. He's still crunching. All right. That was a good show, Austin.
Woo. Well, we're still going. We'll wrap it up. All right. This was BBN Unfiltered Tuesday, May 26th, towards the end of May.
Yes.
Milan Momchilovich has what now? 25 hours?
5 hours, yep.
To make his decision to withdraw. We'll see what he does. I want him. I think out of everyone that we've talked about all off season, I want him the most, just because I know the kind of threat that he can be, and having a shooter to that caliber opens everything
at your
else
4
up, man.
Think about it, Austin. If we were to get him at the 4. And then you have Cam at 3, and he's doing what he does.
And Njai to combo
off the
that
bench,
with him. I mean, come on.
And then you got Wilkins over there at a 2.
Milan can play 3.
Yeah,
Milan
he
can
can
play 3.
But at a 4, how much he can't defend 3 in the SEC?
Well,
dude, then you think he can guard somebody like Howe down at Florida or?
He can if we actually drill the shell and know where help side is and know where guys are digging
and here's what I say, a lot of things that can be made up is who's underneath the basket to protect it. And I think we got a protector this year, maybe 2.
Well, yeah, we got a couple of them. We got a couple of them. So that's what I've kind of been saying the whole time, you guys. We do have some tools. We have some pieces. We might
got some
get the final
protection.
piece here in the next couple of days. Let's not just jump
We've
ship.
got more than one point guard on the team this year.
Let's not jump ship. I love Chris Adams. He wants to jump ship, and Chris, I love you. I love you, buddy.
We love you, brother. Get on the bandwagon for one more year.
But
see what happens if we just all out support this team. Just all out support this team. Because listen, at the beginning of the year, I'm 100% into this team. Now, if we go 10 games into it and we're, 5-5 or 4-6, then I'm all over Pope again, and
I'm all over him until the effort to make those fixes is evident. I want to see an obvious change of culture and accountability and effort, and the fact that our guys go out there and just go balls to the walls, and the other team will not play harder than us or be tougher than us. If I see that, then
if a team outplays us or out hustles us or out toughs us, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Agreed.
Because that's not what Kentucky basketball is. We might not be as good as you in some aspects. We're usually always as good as everybody. We might not be as good as you, but we're gonna wear your ass out. Yep. And we have to have that mentality. The players and the coaches have to have that mentality.
That's the mentality that Pitino taught Pope. So hopefully that can start to ooze out of him, and it can get into those guys through osmosis somehow. But
I want to see a fiery coach go at people, not looking up at the ceiling. That's just me.
So let's keep an eye out, guys. There could be a big time decision, commitment, Momchilovich in the next 48, 72 hours. Keep an eye out. Okay.
Let's
follow BBN Unfiltered on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well. Every show that we have is audio and video. We love you guys. This was BBN Unfiltered, May 26th. Combo show between a special guest with Quincy and a couple call-ins from our day oneers. We appreciate you guys. This was BBN Unfiltered. Coach Kyle Austin, we're out. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Love you guys.